Being sensitive and assertive may seem like a contradiction. You may have heard messages such as, "Don't be so sensitive, be louder, be more aggressive." But what if I told you that your sensitivity does not have to be an obstacle? On the contrary, it will keep being a hindrance only as long as you believe it's a weakness and let it affect your self-esteem. Only as long as you keep rejecting your sensitivity instead of embracing it. If you often feel ignored, invisible, dismissed, disrespected, it is frustrating and it is painful, I know. And you may think that nothing can change because it is out of your control. And indeed, it is not people who will change because that's unrealistic. It is you who will. And from there, people's responses, people's reactions will be different. So you are the one who has the key. So, fellow HSPs and sensitive souls, here are 3 tools to help you be more assertive when you're sensitive. And the first one I'm going to share with you is one that gives you really fast results when you start implementing it. It is a very effective one. It is about making your body language expansive. Being sensitive, we often try to protect our energy, to protect our inner world, our inner peace, and we naturally navigate more towards a closed-off body language, a protective body language. But here's the thing, to assert yourself, you need to allow yourself to take up space, to claim space. When you feel uncomfortable and try to keep yourself small, it's almost as if you do not inhabit your body. Your body is physically there, but you don't really know what to do with it, and you are denying it space. Practice bringing your awareness to your body, not in a self-conscious way, but with presence, connecting back to it. It will also help if you have a habit of dissociating when you're nervous and panicky. So what you want is to inhabit your body and inhabit the space that you're in. So for a start, let's try ungluing your arms from your chest. Let's expand your hand gestures, just practicing taking more space with your hands and arms. And be mindful of the micro habits like scratching your skin, like playing with your hair or fidgeting with your hands. Those are sending signals that you are not confident, that you're not feeling comfortable. So here's a question to ask yourself. Do I expand enough in the space that I'm in? How is my posture? Is my body language more closed off? Like arms crossed, making yourself small, a bit like a hedgehog that would curl up in a ball for protection. How can you make it more expansive? Try practicing this. And I'm spending a bit of time on this because it's so important, as this is the first thing that people see, really. A closed-off body language is an expression of fear and worry, but it also sends a message, which is that you don't have much value, that you don't have a say in the matter, maybe that you're illegitimate in this space. And when you don't feel legitimate, you don't want to disturb. And not disturbing looks like making yourself small. People sense this, and that's where they may start ignoring you or dismissing you when you speak or not being respectful. And I always tell my clients when it happens to them that it is about that person. It is their choice to be unkind, to be disrespectful, to have this type of behavior. But there is something that is in your control. It is the way you show up. So try showing up in that more expansive, legitimate way. Assertiveness is something that I truly had to learn and practice myself, being highly sensitive and having to rebuild my self-esteem post-bullying. And in order to assert yourself, you need to make yourself visible and heard, right? That goes hand in hand. And when you have those old protective mechanisms that try to make you invisible and not noticed, then they need to go for you to assert yourself. And to help you release those old protective mechanisms and help you step into calm confidence, which is the type of confidence that suits introverts and sensitive people very well, I created a workbook for you, which is completely free to help you embody your more assertive self. And you can download it via the link in the description box. Secondly, anchor yourself. When you feel panicky and anxious, your body will show signs of agitation. Even subtle, and people usually pick up on it. Those signs of agitation actually stop you from asserting yourself because your body is sending signals to your brain and vice versa. So your body is telling your brain that you are not safe right now, that you have to be hypervigilant. This agitation may come from feeling illegitimate, feeling like an imposter, or it may come from an emotional and sensory overload because you're sensitive to the outer stimuli. If you observe people you consider confident, you will see that they seem grounded and anchored. They're not moving too fast or making gestures that are fast and a bit panicky, right? They are taking their time. They are truly inhabiting their body in that moment. And because I believe that energy work is very beneficial, here's a tool that I gave my client the other day and it really spoke to her. It is about bringing the energy down to your root chakra, down to the base of your spine, instead of letting all that energy scattered all over your head. Because when you're feeling panicky and anxious, chances are that you are in your head more than in your body. And it is a very beneficial practice to bring it down to the root. This is something we can practice together right now. And if you want, you can close your eyes and bring the energy that is all around your head, all scattered, bring it down to the base of your spine. And feel as if it is anchoring you and grounding you. As you do this, you may notice that you feel more stable, you feel more solid, that your root feels steady. And you may even feel sort of really glued, very held by your seat. Or if you're standing, you may feel that your feet are really anchored to the ground. And I invite you to try this when you're by yourself at home and when you're in a situation where you want to be asserting yourself. Practice bringing this solidity to your core, to your root. In most of my content about confidence and social skills, I talk about slowing down your gestures. It doesn't mean that you can't go fast if you need to, but it means that you're a lot more mindful and present with the way that you move. So this is a great thing to practice as well that will help you look more assertive and feel more assertive. It will give you a relaxed, legitimate presence that people are going to feel. And as a bonus, it will make you feel more relaxed and it will make space for joy and connection to develop. I'll take this time to say that if you're interested in this type of content, click on subscribe. Now, if you want deep changes, mindset has to be taken in consideration. And that's our next tool. See your sensitivity as a value. I know you're thinking that it's easier said than done. And also it is true. Let yourself listen to this and let it activate your value. Allow my words to make you feel proud of yourself. To let yourself notice things that you didn't notice before. There is a depth that comes with sensitivity. You have a natural ability to perceive what's beneath the surface and a propensity to reflect deeply. When a lot of people stay surface level, when you embrace your sensitivity and practice, learn how to convey it to others, you become charismatic. You become magnetic. And it becomes a tool for you to assert yourself because it gives you an edge. We don't want loud, aggressive, insensitive leaders anymore, right? Whether it's in politics, in big firms, in the workplace, or in your friends group. We want people who have depth, sensitivity, and empathy. So it really is your time to shine. So let's clear the myth that sensitive people are whiny, fragile, weak, burdensome. That is absolutely untrue. Your sensitivity, when embraced, can make you a really thoughtful, empathetic, and reflective leader who leads in their own unique way. And in her book called The Highly Sensitive Person book, Dr. Elaine Aron talks about warrior kings versus royal advisors as two stereotypes. And here's what she says. HSPs fit more into the advisor category. And that to perform our role well, we have to feel very good about ourselves and we have to ignore all the messages about the warriors saying that we are not as good as they are. The warrior being bold, being out there, being more aggressive. And she says that we too have our own style and our important contributions to make. When it comes to assert yourself, do you know the value that you can bring to the room? Let me tell you. You have the ability to connect with others at a deep level because of the depth of your thoughts and feelings. You have lots of empathy and you tend to not be judgmental, which people really like. They trust you. You can pick up on small cues, you can read the room and you have a subtle awareness. You value integrity and fairness. You tend to be very creative And you value a harmonious environment, so you also create a harmonious environment for others. To sum up, to assert yourself as a sensitive person, first of all, pay attention to your body language and reflect on whether it's closed off or expansive, and practice making it more expansive. Practice taking up space. Secondly, anchor yourself and practice bringing solidity to your root. And thirdly, start seeing your sensitivity as a value, and do this every day. With repetition, you are going to see some results. Because when you don't feel valuable, you are not going to share your value with other people. And for people to know you have value, you have to show them. Unfortunately, it's not something that they are going to think by themselves, usually. You have to show them your value. And I will make more content about being assertive as an HSP, as a sensitive person. If this topic speaks to you and interests you and you want to see more, let me know in the comments. I'm sending you much love. Bye.